against the wall.
Yeah, I know it kind of sounds like some people who may be listening, it may sound like we're un-American, like we're commies or something, but that's not true. Our government are commies. They're Bolsheviks. And you don't need to look any further than the Communist Manifesto. You don't need to look any further than the policies implemented the last 10 years, or the last 30 years, the last 100 years. And as I said, if it looks like a Zionist and it smells like a Zionist, it is a central banker. And central banks have caused every boom, every bust. They fund both sides of every war. And so we're not un-American. And I say God bless Americans.
Oh, yeah, we're against the wall live. This is not JJ. Good morning, everybody. It's Vince Easley on UCY.tv for James Freeland out at Freedom Palooza, MCN, fourth year. And barring any snafus, I think James is going to be calling in this morning. So I'm proud to open up for JJ this morning. Good friend. Real good friend. We met several years ago, and I've been good friends, and he's actually quite responsible for me getting into radio, and just by his influence. So we really appreciate James here at UCY. And I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen today. Now, I'm right here in the process of headed out of White Hills, Arizona, back to Vegas for a couple weeks, and then headed on back to Arkansas. So I'll just go ahead and talk a little bit about what it is. It's what's the purpose behind this Freedom Palooza, and we see so many other, around the world. There's people that are just rising up. That they're getting out, they're demonstrating, they're having events, protests, and people are asking more and more, why is it not okay for the government to intrude and enforce their edicts in every aspect of our life? And people are starting to see how ridiculous some of this stuff is, But unfortunately, most people are locked into the paradigm that the world is locked in. But right here at UCY, we're trying to tip that on over, make that change. And that's just one voice at a time, talking to your friends, your neighbors, without, sometimes people get to be too much with it, and it push people away. So communication skills is very important, and knowing what you're saying is very important, and being credible about what it is that you're speaking of. Make sure to do your own research. Check many sources and look for credible sources when doing research. Look for university. Now, this is kind of oxymoronic when I say credible, and then start to say government sites, university sites, corporate sites, and so forth. But one can track down many, whatever subject you want to look at. Now, let's just pick on something here like geoengineering. It's almost the cat's almost out of the bag. Good morning, Mr. Ocelli. All right. Chuck Ocelli, the Ocelli Effect here on UCY has joined us in chat. So, and I think Angel's in there. That might be snuggling right now. Good morning. Okay, good morning. You'll listen for a while. All righty. I was looking at your pictures this morning. I remember you from back in school. I remember your face. And Bill Davis there with the beard. Boy, wasn't he the coolest? I think he's about the only dude that had a beard in school then. Anyways, where was I at? Geoengineering, right? And a sip of coffee. So happy good Sunday morning to everybody. Impromptu radio. But I have contingencies, so not to worry. And more coffee. Happy 420, by the way, to everybody that celebrates that. And remember, it's 420, always somewhere. So here we go. Geoengineering. Now, as I was saying, I believe the cat is just about out of the bag. Boy, I was watching it yesterday and the day before. They really just built up on that guy out here, man. And I took him through and I said, watch through the stages, over time progression. I showed him how these lines that come from behind a plane persist and turn into clouds. And, if you just happen to look at the resultant cloud at a later date without considering that was prior a jet trail, then one wouldn't assume automatically that that's how it came about. But now Dane Wigington and Russ Tanner, they do a real good job about covering all this. Also here on UCY.TV on Saturdays, Geoengineering Watch. So tune in there, check their websites, globalskywatch.org and geoengineeringwatch.org. Good stuff there. I did a few programs on this. I covered it pretty extensively. I tracked it down using all those sources I previously mentioned. So I'm quite convinced, and there was a very, very, very big effort to convince me otherwise by a group of individuals who I can't say that some people call them paid agents and all this and that. Some people just have a passion, and one way or another, that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's a troll, agent, or whatever. So I won't judge their motives, but to say that they did definitely try to convert me, and what it did really feel like a recruitment. It really, honestly did. It's even to go so far that Jay Reynolds himself, that Becky Quarles calls the original chemtrail debunker, actually come and we met up and went for lunch back in Arkansas, and I met him in person there, and of course, thank you, Walter Saldner event. Did I just say his name? And look, there he is in chat. Look, sure enough. All right. Now, thank you, Walter, for the trivium, which logic, rhetoric, and reasoning, which by those processes, one, as Walter pointed out Saturday, one should use that for themselves and not as a weapon against another. But it also comes in real handy when you hear people spewing BS and using logical fallacies and any other number of methods to try to convey a point. BS. So I call bravo to the Salvanor event, Walter Hendricks from the Netherlands. We really love you over here too, Walter. You're awesome. Really enjoy the show. We got a lot of great broadcasters right here on UCY.TV. So anybody new, if you're listening now, or if somebody catches this on downstream, come on back to UCY.TV. Use your search engine. Come over. Now look across the top. We got, oh man, that's so cool. UCY is awesome. Jill's put so much work into this, and her husband, and so many people here that are pulled together to help get to, a platform out here for people to speak. And we do have credible people that actually credentialed, unlike myself. I got my credentials from Hard Knocks. So if you look across the top, man, it's really cool. Earth and Sky, the headline videos and headline news. Headline news is awesome right there. I'll go check it out. There's lots of feeds in there. The best, I would say that UCY is absolutely the best source, and credibility here. Now, for another drink of coffee. Congratulations again, Mr. Ocelli, on the new baby boy, to you and Kim. Yes, special pleading, straw man, yeah. Now, I see it a lot. I do, and all of us do. And even here in chat, people use that in here trying to make a point, and it don't work. You can't do it. You got to be credible. Is what I was checking out the streams. Now I was hosting the network, posting and everything this weekend, and so I was trying to watch both live stream back and forth from Freedom Palooza, and I was able to catch parts of it. Now the second to the last video, let me grab you a link here and pop that off down here to chat. Now there is a video that is archived of this year's event. And the second video down is Wendy's pictures on there, and I couldn't find her. I spent like 40 minutes trying to, maybe 20 minutes certainly, jumping around there trying to find her. I never did find her in the video, and it's like 4-something hours long or something. Anyways, so there that is. Thank you, Chuck. You're awesome. Good morning, Maddie. Missy. And so, okay, back over here to the Freedom Palooza live stream. So there was some problem. We had it set up here on UCY, and something happened. I don't know what the deal was, but anyways, ended up going here at the live stream. Lots and lots and lots of videos there. So I will go here now. Facebook has a Freedom Palooza page, and that continues. It's continuous from year to year. Also, be able to find a lot. If you're Facebooking, you can check it out there. I did listen to, like I said, back and forth, and so I will definitely be checking out these videos. There was a lot of speakers there, and I'll tell you who some of those folks were. These were the tentative speakers as of July 2nd, so I don't have an updated list to be certain. So Thursday they had Trevor, Karina, Tara, Poker Face, Cindy Steele, Storm Paul. Friday was Mike Whitmore, Blake Johnson, M.W. Phil Berg, Karina and Trevor, Michael Adams, Freak Flag Flash. Whoa. Freak Flag. I really can't say that, can I? Freak Flag Flash. What the crap? Cindy Steele again. Dave Cahill, Karen Tawaski, Jim Loftus, AFPS. This is Dave Harry, Jason Hendrickson, sorry about that, Hendrington, Pete, boy, here's another one, Papa Hercules. I'm Propaganda Panda, so I guess Papa Hercules is pretty cool too. Doug Hart, Hawk, that is, Larry Sinclair, Poker Face again, Jim Condon, and Storm Mark Corky. Then Saturday, bands and speakers included Ken Krawchuk, Peter James, Rodney Martin, Dick Denzel, Paul, Scott Marshall, Ellie James, the Ellie James Band, Jack Blood. I don't know if Mr. Blood made it or not. Tentatively, he may not. But they were expecting Mr. Blood. I was on with Jack Blood July 4th, second half of the first hour. First time, Mr. Jack Blood, a great broadcaster, simulcasting right here from the Micro Effect onto UCY.TV. Great guy, been on air for 13 years. Fantastic speaker, very knowledgeable, credible, and certainly an inspiration to those fledglings such as myself in radio. TBA Merlin Miller, continuing. Secret System Rizzoli Brothers, Poker Face Jim Condit, Trafficant, and the Tank Art Larson. So the invite was, and will be again next year, and I believe they're moving locations, but come for all 3 days and camp out, hang out around the bonfire, and get to meet some new friends. This festival is for you. It's a reason why we do it. Bring the whole family. Now, JJ even made promise to, all you had to do is get there, period. You come, he'll set you, he would set your tent up, feed you, bring you water, anything you needed. I think he was even giving foot massages, so sorry I missed that. Mr. JJ, let me pop back over here. You can't get, so you can't get her to work. Okay, give it. Yeah, Chuck, I don't know if Mr. Blood made it or not. It was quite possibly that he was not going to make it. From what I heard him say, it was iffy. Holding down the Sunday AM audio, Vinny E. All right, Matty Clues, what's up? Well, I'll tell you what, Walter. Let me see if I can make it work. There's Wendy's picture, but I never find her nowhere. This starts out with traffic cam, I believe it is. There's JJ setting up the mic. So, we're going to play a little bit of this. Let me get some volume going.
I want to bring your attention up to this platform up there near the restaurant. Mr. and Mrs. Stopetti, Paul's parents, Jorge and Carol, two of the nicest people you ever want to meet, and his older brother.
How's that volume?
I can't see him because I'm underneath this tent, but I'm glad that they're here. And I want to give my best to everybody that is here. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to get a rash in your private parts. Because we got to get something done with this country. All right, move along. Get serious here. Pay attention. I was talking a little bit yesterday about ProjectFreedomUSA.org. ProjectFreedomUSA.org. Unless some intervention is taken into the financial situation of this country, the United States of America is going to break up, very similar to what happened in the Soviet Union. I have predicted that by 2030. Many of you are. I guess Pat Buchanan has predicted a breakup by 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, people are getting tired of seeing their money go to Washington and then being distributed to Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, with only half of the people in this country paying an income tax. And for many of the unfortunates who are not paying income tax, they don't because they can't really get a job, a lot of them. And they're lying to us about the unemployment rates. Most of the jobs are being created are now being created in the public sector. Public sector jobs are now worth more than private sector jobs. Young people graduating from college can't get work. They're driving a cab in New York. And there's no program in sight. Neither the Democrat or Republican Party has a program of any significance. I can remember in 1985 when Senators Graham and Rudman, and you might remember it if you were around at that particular time, mid-'80s, they had what was called the Graham-Rudman Act. It was a 5-year balanced budget. There'd be cuts each year and a reduction in the deficit to where there'd be a balanced budget by 1990. Well, that never happened. When 1990 came, there was a 7-year balanced budget. And then when that time passed, there was another multi-year balanced budget deal. Now in Congress, they're talking about a 10-year balanced budget deal. In other words, by 2024, with this new deal, the budgets are going to be balanced. Yeah, if you believe that, we have some swampland for you, too. But what does that mean? That means they're going to borrow money from private sector bankers who are charging us interest. It's now approaching what they say is $18 trillion, and they're lying to us. If you look at the total comprehensive debt of the United States, probably over $120 trillion. We can never pay it. My last bill in Congress was to replace the income tax with a flat 15% national retail sales tax on all new goods and services, and abolish the Internal Revenue Service. For those of you who know my personal history, I was removed from the Congress. I did almost 8 years in art school. I could have been out in 6 months. All I had to do was say I was guilty for crimes of which I was not. I told them to shove it up their assets. And I did every day. I recently spoke at the Freedom Law School down in Orlando, Florida, and I presented what I think is the only way our country can grow out of this. And the people down there said, Jim, we need to get a national program going. Because we go to all of these meetings, but nothing ever happens. We go from program to program. So from that was created ProjectFreedomUSA.org. In fact, our kickoff is July 18th and 19th coming up.
Okay, so we won't just play everything on out. Y'all have the links there, but I will just kind of jump around a little bit, and I believe that was traffic camp, by the way. There, yes. So this one here says Jim Loftus, Larry Sinclair, Sundogs Rising, and Cindy Steele. And let's just open that one up and see what we got out of it.
People, the homeless, and sung by a guy in a Port Authority on a guitar, saying that he was the dangerous stranger that people pass by. So just this week, so this is the debut of this. I haven't even done it myself yet, so I changed the words, and it goes like this.
We might skip music. Yeah, we won't play any music. So I just randomly click. Click, click. So what everybody think about the 4th of July? Anybody pop off any firecrackers?
The principles and
so here's
values
somebody.
of tax.
Let me see if I can find the beginning here. I don't know who this guy is. I wish I'd have been able to pay better attention
100%.
to Freedom Palooza this weekend. Wow. I was otherwise engaged.
100%.
I hear my coffee coming ready for cup number 2.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so there's that founder down with his keyboard. And along comes Polly. All right, we'll let this play. There's JJ. Ha, right on, brother. You rock, dude. JJ is a real American hero.
One more round of applause, boys.
JJ is an American hero.
Thank you, Father, for the beautiful day we had. We were blessed with such great talent.
All right, I got to go get my coffee.
Great message. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Up now is Larry Sinclair, you guys. He's been here before, and I'm so happy to have him back. Larry Sinclair, thanks for the live stream. All you guys can thank Larry. Proud to be friends.
I don't want him to leave the stage yet. Hey, Paul, where are you? Paul. Paul, if you can hear me before I get off the stage, I want you up here. Because I want people to see the fact that I stand with you and that I'm not afraid. See, that's the reason I came back this year. I would have been here last year, but unfortunately, let's just say other pressing matters. I made a commitment to Paul about 3 months ago that no matter what it took, I would be back this year. And not because I want anyone to go to our website or buy anything from me. My first Freedom Palooza was July 4th of 2012. I met some amazing people. One of them is getting up on the stage right now. To the ADL, to the Southern Poverty Law Center, to the so-called establishment groups, and I don't have a problem with having a pair. And for those who don't understand, ladies, forgive my language, all the fags out there, don't get this the wrong way, it's not excitable, but grow a freaking pair. See, I'm a firm believer that if I say something, I stand by it, and I own it. I would be lying if I stood up here and said that every single one of us here agree 100% on everything we think. Simple truth is we don't. The first time I was invited here, Paul Tepethy called me. And he explained to me what his idea for Freedom Palooza was. He said it's to pull people out from behind the computer screens and the keyboards and the microphones. You know, the people who'll sit in their basements or their mother's basements or their grandmother's attics or wherever the hell they're sitting. You know, people who have steel balls when it comes to sitting behind the anonymity of the internet or a microphone or a telephone. Now, in 2012, I stood here, well, technically up there, but I saw some organizations represent themselves at this very event. And they did so with pride, I thought. Some of those very organizations were re-invited to attend last year. And some of the gutless cowards actually accepted the invitation and had the balls not to even have the decency to say, sorry, we got pressured by our basically bankroll. See, if you're going to represent an idea, if you're going to say you have an answer, if you want people to respect your opinion and your position and engage in a discussion with you on it, then be man enough, woman enough, or whatever enough to do so wherever you're invited. You don't have to. I just don't understand this idea that everybody has to be of like mind in order to engage in a conversation. If that was the case, we would all be sitting around a bonfire having a jack-off session. Seriously.
That's kind of crude. Besides that, who's going to be Pivot Man?
Sheriff, if there's anybody else I'm forgetting that stood on these stages
Love you, Mom.
in July of 2012, only to cower because they're panhandling and pandering to the Tea Party Express or the Tea Party Patriots or some other organization because they get a little access. That's the problem with this country. Everybody's in it for what they can put in their pocket. In all honesty, I do not have a force.
You know what? there's a lot of people that build up organizations, and it's really true that it then becomes about the organization. Myself, I don't believe in joining nothing. I stand here independent. And Snuggles, very 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 good point you just made. Stand by what you say. That's important, and I mumble a lot, so I don't worry about that. But I do talk. I speak up, and it's everybody's responsibility, like I said, to do that responsibly. But yeah, these organizations, they come in, and then they get people to come in and COINTEL and take over inside. They cause these little diversions, and the whole thing. Once it's created, once a movement has a title, a web page, a post office box, or whatever, it's done. Okay, it's over with. So the movement has to be you think a little differently, I do, in some issues, but the common goal is moving direction and freedom, and removing the tyranny that of the system, of this beast, this machine that operates the world. And it grinds us up. It's built to run on destruction. Now look at it like burning gasoline in an engine. There's some dead stuff coming out of the ground, and it sends out pollutants. Now, if you take something live, like the sun, and this is just for instance, okay, and you got that fresh energy. Now, where that energy that came from out of the ground started from the sun, anyways. So you're using death to generate progress. No, that just makes no sense, and it's the same way in the world system. you repeatedly build up and destroy. It's like the consumerism that we of society. Use it up and throw it away. The Bic Lighter society. Planned obsolescence. This is how the world operates. And couple that with how the money system, controlled by the privately owned Federal Reserve System, autonomous, not part of the government, mind you. The fraud, the Ponzi scheme in that. the value of the dollar, which, okay, what is money? It's something that we say, okay, we're going to put our trust in this to use as an exchange. Now, if you consider, gold and bullion, well, you can even track that back down into how, money came about today. So we'll leave that off for something else. But probably fully 98% of the dollar is consumed. So that if that represents your labor or anything that you do, and by the way, you're bound by law to only use this medium of exchange. And if they had some way of completely shutting down barter, believe me, that would occur too. You start going to try to trade in some other things and bypass the Federal Reserve, and they'll come put you in prison, a federal prison for tax evasion. And it has happened time and time again. The government, these autonomous agencies that work hand in hand with the government in the corporatocracy, it's not a government for the people, it's a government for the corporations, and that's how it works. I mean, that's beyond debate. It's not, it's corrupt all the way through, and there's people that are trying to, affect change. So we do have a little differences, like I said, let's move forward together. And so if you want to blame the Jews, if you want to blame whatever, Masons, Nazis, or communists, or whatever, whoever, just remember that they're all, each and every one of them, just different tentacles from the same squiggly beast. And if you start trying to run down rabbit trails, you're going to be doing a lot of circles. So, yeah, I understand all about that, and I can trace it to a whole lot of places. But like I said, it's all fingers and toes, and just to realize that it's the one beast that is that squiggly beast. And if you're trying to chop off a tentacle, then you're not going to get it done. The way we've got to do this is collectively, day by day, make a decision to do whatever part we can to withdraw our support of that system, and continuing to share this information. Eventually, there will be enough people that are aware or care, even if they are aware, but to care takes it beyond that. That we can make a difference in. We are almost on the edge, that precipice where we can, teeter forward off of that fulcrum right there, and that levers up the rest of it, man, and it all comes our way. So, unfortunately, the evil, the powers that be, they increase their attacks, they increase their deception, and placate. So let's do this together, and let's not get too caught up on who's a Mason or who's a Jew. Just look at their actions. The fruits will determine what they're doing. If you see them getting rich by after leaving office for doing these lecture tours or writing a book or getting a position as an advisor and so forth, you know who they're working for. There needs to come a day when people like this are brought to trial and imprisoned, or perhaps give an option for amnesty for people to come forward, and let's that's a direction to head for. We don't want to round people up and chop their heads off, hang them in the streets. All this cry for violence. Big mistake. If you think an armed revolution is going to help, you are obviously not a student of history. And I will pull a Bill Cooper moment on you. You're an idiot, and you don't even need to listen anymore. No, you guys go ahead. Even if you are an idiot, please keep listening. Did I call you an idiot? Probably not you. It was the other guy. Yeah, that guy. I was talking about him. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Mr. Larry Sinclair a little bit, and I will see if my coffee's cooled enough to drink, because I always hate losing tongue here. All right. You gonna play? He's frozen. Can you? Huh. There he goes.
To come up here, but because I gave my word to Paul, I actually sold some of my own equipment to make this trip. Because I wanted to stand on the stage and call all of the cowards out.
Yeah.
I ran with Sheriff Mack at CPAC 2013 at the Gaylord National Harbor Resort. And it shocked the living hell out of me because he was there as a paid speaker from the Tea Party Patriots. Let me tell you something. There are millions of Americans who identify with the quote-unquote Tea Party as far as the principles and values of taxed enough already. There are some not so honest people who have formed organizations incorporating the term Tea Party in their name. They will send you countless emails, and if you don't believe me, I got my laptop on over there. I will show you. I get at least 150 a day from just the 3 largest ones telling me, we got 48 hours left, we need to reach this $200,000 mark so that we can put these ads and support this candidate. And the Daily Caller, no less, had the nerve and the intestinal fortitude and the honesty just 4 months ago to call them out. These organizations raised as much as $15 to $30 million in the year 2012, 2013, and spent 96 to 98% of all of that money on them. Saul Russo and his consulting firm collected almost $4 million for quote-unquote special consultant fees. Amy Kramer of Tea Party Express, who has been touring the country on this nice luxury motorhome for the last 3 years, representing nothing other than what it takes on people's fears and taking their money. I stood up here in 2012 and told people that if you don't get involved, if you don't take a stand, if you don't stand up for yourself,
stand up
to me or someone else when you're cowered in the fetal position in the corner of your bedroom, scared to death to turn the light on. We might not agree, but as long as we have a discussion,
there you go.
As long as we can stand here,
we're gonna talk
and visit with each other,
talk about it,
and enjoy the day, and we can do it in a respectful manner. I'm a firm believer the U.S. Constitution meant something and still does mean something. For the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center, for the Al Sharptons of the world, for the liberal left and the far right, I really don't give a rat's ass. The First Amendment is just that. It's freedom of speech and expression for each and every one. It's not freedom of speech and expression as long as it's something that I approve of. So stop worrying about getting other people's approval. Say it, stand by it, own it. If someone else has a problem with it and you have done those 3 things with respect and dignity, there's an old Southern saying, kiss my grits.
Mel.
Now, I'm not going to hold up because I know Storm's ready to play. I'll be speaking tomorrow at 1 o'clock. But I really did want to be here tonight. If nothing else, I want that live stream video going out. See, you can't scare me. You can't intimidate me. You can't attack me. In fact, once you had me arrested in March on a 13-year-old Colorado warrant, made me end up paying about $32,000 before you dismiss it. That's about the last screw job that you can really do to me because there's nothing else out there. So I will continue to be Larry Sinclair. I will continue to speak my mind. I will continue to stand on it. I will continue to report the news in a honest, uncensored, unedited fashion, and let you, every individual who bothers to take the time to read what we report, make your own decisions. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you for letting me come back out, Paul. And I do believe you guys are Storm, right?
Let's see what Storm looks like.
Oh, Sundog's Rising.
Sundog's Rising.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's let Sundog's Rising actually, liven this up a little bit because I'm kind of a party drain right now. Thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Larry Sinclair. Made some good points there. Really did. There's JJ.
Larry Sinclair, guys. What can I say, man? What can I say?
Oh, yeah.
Something. Here's my message to Larry Pratt, George Rhodes, Panhandler, Richard Mack. I'm even going to throw Pete Santillion.
Dominator.
The bad rubbish. We don't need you, man. We don't freaking need you. We got another band coming up just in a second here.
Oh, yeah. JJ. Against the wall. That's right.
Some of the greatest performers in this area are going to be here right now. We got the lead guitar player from Buck.
Okay. Well, let's wait and see. Any more words from JJ?
Just give us about 3 minutes and we'll be all set.
I don't know that the lines got forwarded. He was going to call in by phone, so, and I've not checked.
I can sit up here and talk, and I've been trying to avoid it because I just...
Wait a minute. Maybe we're going to hear some JJ. Some the JJ replay. No.
Larry, brother, love you, man. I'm glad you came tonight. And that's exactly what it was. This is what our
our intentions, Paul's intentions was to get people out to meet that would normally just interact digitally, and to promote our idea of being 80%, together on things, and making that other 20% not irreconcilable, but putting in the background. Ah, yeah. All right.
That sounds pretty cool, huh? We can, this isn't copyright, this is tune-up, so we'll listen to a couple little tune-up. I'm going to stop it. Sweet. Right on. Man, I wish I would have been there. Really do. There's some more Traffic Cat. There's some bands. Lots and lots of videos here. Hours and hours and hours. Larry Sinclair. We got a really big shout out for him for. Oh, awesome! You know what? Here is JJ's friend. Now this is on Sandy Hook. A lot of people, everything's a conspiracy. Everything's a false flag. Everything's faked and staged and. Crisis actors and all that. I mean, there's a lot of, I can't pretend to even begin to know what went on there. But here is a lady that just, she lives out there. She went to several funerals. She's spoken on with JJ several times. And
everybody, fourth annual Freedom Palooza here in Keetersville. Yeah! Before we start, the first person we'd like to thank is Johnny Mac. And Johnny Mac has food up there available for people for lunches. There's a nice special menu made for you. Please, everybody, head up there and grab something to eat before the day's over. All right, a couple of people that we need to thank. Paul Papetti and Poker Face, everybody.
A little more volume.
All right, we're kind of behind schedule. I'll save some of my spiel for after the first speaker, if Kathy will be heading down here. We got a lot of speakers. We got 2 full days. We built this as an event where people can come, patriots, become friends for life, and it's true. There's people here I've been coming and seeing every year for the last 4 years. I want to tell you guys, you're all beautiful. Man, I'm so happy to see you again this year, everybody. We got a lot of speakers and a lot of bands. You just show up and we'll do the rest. I guarantee entertainment, and I guarantee if you get stuck in the mud, we'll get you out and I'll set your tent up. All you got to do is show up. All right, our first speaker.
See? He said he'd set your tent up.
Family, part of the Poker Face family. Ex-resident.
You bring your poop tarts for breakfast.
Newtown. Exactly. Put your hands together for our friend Kathy.
Thank you, yeah.
Sandy Hooks was a hoax.
You're an invisible person that does not exist. There you go. I am looking to be the poster child for a very dysfunctional movement of self-gratifying weirdos. So here goes.
This guy gets a lot of grief, I'll bet you.
All my life. I've lived in Sandy Hook for 20 years. I lived on Route 34, right between the mom's house and the school. Newtown is a town of about 29,000 people. Sandy Hook is a part of Newtown with a few thousand people. There's Boxford and Colbyville, there's small sections in Newtown. But it's a pretty big town, it's not tiny. That morning that it happened, I was home. I heard sirens, I heard like a lot of sirens. I put the scanner on. My sister's calling me. We're calling back and forth about times because it was, it was the most exciting thing to happen. The scanner feed is confusing, it's lackluster, it sounds kind of laid back, nothing's going on. Somebody shot themselves in the foot, 3 people went to the Ambulance Hospital. There's a download of nuns that there's an ABC put out online and over the radios. For a download of nuns that just left the scene. So we're kind of laughing. It's a Cheech and Chong movie, whatever, it was no big deal. So I'm listening to the scanner for a couple hours and going to the News Times Jamboree feed, the News Times feed, the website, and just kind of refreshing, whatever. And then there was a brief mention of like 4 dead or 6 dead or something, and then all of a sudden, without it being through the local news, there's an AP story of 20-something people dead. And we're all just like, what? Like, that's out of the clear blue sky. Nothing indicated that happened to me until then. And there are no coincidences, because before all this, I was heavily researching the fake news genre, which I definitely believe that there is orchestrated news. I mean, you go to California and shoot some scenes and pretend it happened in Libya. Who the hell knows, So I'm not an arguer of the fact that there are not hoaxes and fake news. So my first feeling is like, this is fake, something is wrong. They're saying everything that's coming out is a lie, Just on that first day, she worked at the store, he went to the store, blah, blah, blah. So I went downtown. I was downtown every single day for the first 5 days, just watching the circus and the chaos and listening to things. And that first day that I drove around, that it happened on Friday, the normal 5-minute loop would take you about an hour and 15 minutes. So making this loop, as you're driving around, because people were leaving that school, children were leaving that school from 9:30 in the morning until almost 1 in the afternoon. You could just be driving up and down Philo Curtis or Polgrave, or Philo Curtis is the road that had the Treadwell Telecom where they had the staging area, which was like the 4th planned staging area. They kept setting them up and it kept growing. And, you could tell on the scanner the time between the big wigs getting there and the local guys being pushed aside, because you could hear the local guys like, yeah, they're here, let's go, whatever. And like I said, it was like, at 9:40 something, building clear, yeah, the building's clear. Then at 11, is the building clear? It sounded so disorganized, and like they were all laying down talking. I mean, there was no fervor in their voices. And I heard things on the scanner that morning that are not on the archive. That is totally manipulated. And I love the fact that, because my first inclination is like, okay, I have to prove that these people exist, okay? I have multiple phone books going back many, many years. These people are all on the phone book. 2 of the families lived on my road. I was number 151 there, 83 and 84. I drive by their house every single day, that I'm driving. I have friends who have children in that school. I have friends that went to that school 30 years ago. I have friends that have children in that school now. I have friends who are elementary school teachers. Not in that school, but they've been in that school. I worked at a place that was on Riverside Road, and my friend had a child in 1st grade. I have hung out in the diner with Gene Lawson. We talked about him being a fake dude. The dude's been in Newtown for 30 years. He's just an old dude. You can go, who here speaks a Sandy Hook? Anybody raise your hand? Anybody? Oh, no salient knowledge of the issue. Okay, thank you. Guess who's lived there for 20 years? Okay, guess who's been hanging out? We'll take questions from the audience later. I'm not done, all right? So that day that I'm driving around, you see women walking, crying with their children that they were lucky enough to escape with. You see people just walking around town. Because if you chose your car, you couldn't get out. I've never seen that school. You know why? It's down a road that is not a thoroughfare. All right, it's a perfectly isolated place. Once this happened and it was closed down, there was no way nobody's going to get in there. Plus, have you ever seen a picture of a 9-year-old in the paper after she was raped? Do they publish pictures of children in the newspaper? Huh? So what do you want? What because I went to funerals. The first funeral I went to was an open casket. Okay? I went to a couple other funerals. Monday there was 1 funeral. Tuesday there were 2. There was 3 weeks Tuesday night. There were 3 funerals on Wednesday. There were 6 on Thursday. I saw 8 funerals drive by my house. I saw somebody getting buried at Cherry Hill Cemetery where I have a friend who's buried. Okay? After this happened, it was right before Christmas. Alright? There's a lot of get-togethers, annual get-togethers, that a lot of people did not attend, but a lot of people still did. And I did not ask people, I didn't say, I would just listen to the stories people would tell. And people were telling stories, showing me pictures. I mean, it took me about 30 hours to realize that I'll tell you what's fake, and I'll tell you what I have a problem with. I'm not going to say it's fake, but my problem with this whole thing is that the person they say that did it, okay, I saw 5 or 6 interviews with people on Yoga the Street, all of the neighbors of Nancy Lanza. They all said that they knew this kid, they knew Adam, but they had not seen him in like years. He was not around. And then if you saw that baloney the FBI with this flow chart of like every serial killer, that was some stupid wet dream of somebody at the top, okay? Some 19-year-old kid that's autistic does that. That's baloney. The first report was that Adam Lanza, was dressed as clergy. He was buzzed into the school, he did not shoot his way in with 3 nuns, and there was an APD put out for the van. They pulled it over at 55 Stony Brook Road, which is the old Heidelberg restaurant, because people were following this thing, okay? I have the scanner feed say it's a state police scanner. They say, it was a Ford Econoline van rented out of Wayne, New Jersey, from Courier Car Rental. The license plate was BSSC66. They pulled them over, they had them pulled over for about an hour, they let them go, they pulled them over again at Bruger's Bagel Shop on White Street, because so many people were calling it in, they let them go again. If you look at the overhead shot of the black car that's supposedly Adam Lanza's, there's these 2 black outfits discarded on the floor. I don't know what those are, maybe some known outfits. The school just has all this major security updates. I heard one of the scanner improprieties that I heard, was somebody get on that one and say, very loudly, there are no working cameras at Sandy Hook Elementary School. There are no working cameras at Sandy Hook Elementary School. He said it twice. It's not on any of the archive feeds that I've listened to. I made a point of watching every bit of news, and you could go downtown on the first day, there was a banner, and it said, hug a Sandy Hook teacher. All the Sandy Hook teachers are standing under there. Anybody in the media could have walked up to them and said, hey, did Nancy work at your school? No, it's like what kind of reporting? I'll tell you what kind of reporting it is. It's intentional disinformation being spread to make the whole thing look worse than it is. People are focusing on an old man that still lives in his house that doesn't say such a giant on they just put cameras in his house and he's looking on his phone, Because he has all these weirdos and dysfunctional masturbating idiots that want to go to his house and
talking about fishermen. Start out as an apprentice, work your way up to a journeyman, and finally become a masturbator.
They were baptized in this town. That town, it's not hard to find the truth. It is not hard. You just have to put time in. I'm from the Bill Cooper School, the old school. So you don't believe anything you hear. You prove it to yourself. You have to take the time to not be a parrot and not be somebody that just, it's been raining, there's a cloud coming on. It's like, how can you have, I went to task force meetings afterwards. I spoke to a couple of them. Sandy Hook is not Nancy gun town. It never was. I heard gunshots there every day before that happened. This was all done by people who held up a bunch of slaughtered people who put forth an agenda, and more than that, create a fight response in people that is so painful and primitive. There's nothing worse than attacking children, and the people who refuse to give due to these souls flying around, whatever, you just come up and push me off the stage, so, yeah. It's like, connect with it, and if you want to know the truth, I don't know, it's like, you can get off on something, or you can ask questions and sit back and listen and try to learn. That's what we're supposed to do, and we're supposed to have some empathy. Even people who I don't agree with, their truth is their truth. But it's like, are we going to have a conversation, or, you know, do we just want to have the drama? I'm not into the drama. I'm into solving problems and arriving at good conclusions. But if you want to look at the funny things, okay, we have a fashion team that has 4 hands. They found 4 handguns on the ground. I heard at parties that there were 9mm shells all over. There are no 223 shells anywhere. So, whatever. You know, let's all hydrate. Oh, one did have the keys. Yeah, they were in the bathroom. Yeah, that girl. Okay, so I don't know, whatever. I'll think of things I want to say now, and I'll make Paul let me get up to too. There you go.
There you go. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I got 3 or 4 minutes. Okay.
Oop. And now she goes. Let's just see what comes up.
Lots of books. I don't know if any of you people's readers.
So, hour number 2, Against the Wall. Oh, yeah.
You might not want to actually do any of that, but...
Wait, listen.
Readers and readers. Right on. I don't know. Are there any questions from the audience?
Here we go.
Come on, now's your time there, you readers, you deniers.
Yep.
Come on.
I like her.
Adam Lanza, I have a big problem with. Those people are dead, okay? You could type my house address and it said I lived there a year. I lived there 20 years. You know, it's like you, yes. That's a good question, okay? Because that was reported in all the national news. That was never once put in any local paper, ever.
See, we're not hearing a question. That sucks.
You know, when she was never been casted. I mean, there's no way. There might have been, like, a parent. I don't know where that came from. I don't. The question was that supposedly none of the parents wanted to see the bodies of their children. They all did it to children. I don't believe that's true. That medical examiner, okay, Paul Van, I've seen him all my life on the TV. That medical examiner, I don't know where they got him. I've never seen him, ever. He came out of the clear blue, evil sky. But, but the medical examiner's truck did not leave at 12:30 in the middle of the night. I saw it drive at high noon. I have the lights. I got license plates of all that. They took container trucks out of there. They have these state police Mack trucks, these big white, brand new with ribbon, the blue lights, big ass Mack trucks just taking containers, everything that had a bullet hole got taken out of there. They built a lookalike school in Newtown, in Monroe, like down to everything. It was like a total Disney version of Sandy Hook for those looking domestic. Question, are you talking about Gene Mountain? Well, you know, that morning, not only were there children at the end of his driveway, there were women in cars who picked up children. There were children running out of that school. Because it's a very small area where that is. I mean, love and gratitude.
I'll tell you the truth. Here's the truth. We're lied to. It's the truth about everything that comes from them. Alright? This event, Priest Bruce, Paul the Petty, Poker Face, and I preached 80%. Now, first of all, I want to thank Kathy for coming on up here. It takes a lot of courage. I've had her on my show twice. Within 3 days of the event, I was the first person in any media anywhere to have somebody come on their show from Sandy Hook.
I was there listening live. I remember, JJ.
Obviously, mainstream shill, okay? And it took a lot of courage. She's been attacked, and I've been attacked, and I read all the message boards. I've been following the forums. I understand the frustration, the anomalies, and we all agreed that we were lied to. We were lied to on 9/11. Planes are no goddamn planes. Okay? We were lied to. It's what we do with that. Freedom Palooza isn't about being aggressive, being antagonistic. But I can tell you this right now, Kathy has security here, and it's me. Alright, and if we can at least endeavor to be polite and considerate and respectful.
JJ be like a bulldog with lockjaw on your ass, too.
Then I myself will vote for the committee that you be asked to lead non-violently. But trust me, I don't let anyone else fight my battles, and if I have to do it, I'll do it myself. But that being said, man, I love every person here. Okay,
we love you too, JJ.
Let's just leave it at the lie-to part for right now. These are discussions for at the fire, for at your camp, non-violent, non-aggressive, non-antagonistic discussions. And you know, we've been doing this 4 years now. This next band is coming up. Where are you guys from, actually? We'll find out. But we're in the Lehigh Valley, Upper Bucks County. We got a lot of great local talent here. All right, and one of the most beautiful things, or the very most important, the very most beautiful thing that happens at our event. This is no foo-foo, no patriot panhandling event. Okay, this is an event where real men get together and discuss and plan the future. We brought together people like Jim Traficant, Jim Conner Jr., and many other people here from around the country who otherwise would only converse either through email or message boards or on the telephone to meet. And they're moving and they're shaking, and there's new plans that are going to be announced soon if they haven't already. All right, and there's one thing I want to say to everybody. Let's get this man elected. President Jim Traficant.
Because the Traficant can.
4th of July. And we're going to remember every person who's been exploited by war.
War no more.
They're all lied to. They're all brothers killing brothers for the profit of another. I hope he shows up. 4 years of beautiful people coming together, man.
What is it good
you don't get
for?
that in a lot of places.
Absolutely
True, lifelong friends. Not just party companions, buddies that, try to exploit each other. There's not a bunch of people here trying to drive traffic to their websites or trying to solicit anything but the truth. The straight truth. That's what you're getting here at Freedom Palooza. We don't stop just below the top. We go all the way. You can hear a lot of bands and a lot of great speakers. Some of them have been here every single year. I get choked up now. I get requests because it's the 4th of July and they would still come here. After half the patriot movement stabbed us in the back, talked shit about us to the enemy.
That's what they did at Bundy's, too.
Snap, sorry. Talked about us.
Good God. What is a war?
Good God.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. There you go, Maddie. Ooh, cookie meth for fun and profit.
There's one thing about
very good,
down here, Lehigh Valley, down here in
reading out of chat.
County, there is some great local talent. We got a lot of great talent. Tank will be here at some point this weekend. Some of my favorite bands, Secret System, man. Oh man.
Good morning, Lisa.
System is a fantastic band, full of fantastically awake and aware people, just like Storm. We're going to hear from Storm tonight. Poker Face, 20 years Poker Face. Alright? Yeah! They are political rock in America right now.
I hope Poker Face is going to. Oh, man. If we could play some Poker Face, that would be cool.
We tried to get Roger Waters here. We tried to get a few people here. And we're just going to keep our fingers crossed. Oh, the people that we do have here, you guys are great. A lot of you were here last year, and the year before. And, we're grateful. Poker Face is grateful. And this event is going to keep going on. Next year we may not be here. There's a few things that we got to remember because we got out in the field, out in the woods, ticks. I just want to change.
I like the checker for ticks.
Right. This is a great event, and everybody here are great people. And we all have views that may differ. But there's nothing that's irreconcilable. And if it is, then really, whether we agree on 80% or not, if you're irreconcilable in your difference and your opposition to me, then we're at a standstill.
Remember, beliefs are notions, you know?
Movements get going underground. And, I mean, we look around the world and we watch all these other operations going on. We see Syria, Kiev.
Right on, Chuck. Me too.
We all know, we all see. Oh, it's been hijacked. It's, been funded by these people. It's been funded by that people. Why do you think that they're not going to fund our revolution too?
That's a good point.
Always follow the money. Always be careful.
Exactly, JJ.
Because if it can happen anywhere else, God forbid that it happens here, and it is right before our eyes. We have friends here from the Sorry Wendy.
Begs the question, it's sure to happen here as well.
They're setting people up constantly. Why is it that everywhere else, the guy who's talking about blowing up a building, kidnapping a judge, killing a cop, it's always the Fed. Every protest, the guy that wants to break buildings and burn dumpsters, that's the freaking Fed. Okay? Why is it different now? It's not. They don't even consider us human. We're boys. And if we don't consider each other humans, brothers.
Amen, brother Jack.
My only goal, if the only thing I do, other than being a father, his dad died, is keep an American from killing another American. Because these guys
that's your answer, Mr.
Cooper. Babylonian, Buddhic tribe.
That was a live burp.
They can do anything, be anything, fund anything. They fund the both sides of every war, every conflict, every argument, whether it's right or whether it's left. The money comes at the top, from the same people. All right, and if we can't be brothers,
you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. So hokey pokey. Don't you get it? Left and right. Do the hokey pokey.
There's a lot of convictions used. And anybody who knows Poker Face or Paul Petty knows that, we're not bound by political correctness. We know that it's a story of cultural Marxism.
That's right. It was live when he was speaking, though.
A religion, a philosophy.
Memorex. Yes, sir, Captain Gringo.
Don't let that hinder your...
I'm live. JJ's alive, but not live. Here, that is. He's live where he is, living.
All right, guys, we're going to need maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Yes. No, I don't mind at all. Before we hear from Free Falls Flag, we're going to have the national anthem.
Jose, can you see? Oh, thank you very much. I see pretty good. I love America.
I've never sung this in public, but I sung it in my shower, so I should know the words. So sing along with me, just in case I mess up the lyrics. I'll promise I won't go there and bother you to death, okay?
I gotta go look at this video here. Jose.
By the
dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the light of bright stars. One of us messed up. Please dreaming, and the rockets burst in the air, gave truth to the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Are we free? With fences all about to keep us in and to keep those pesky immigrants out. Thank you, sir. What America is really supposed to be about. Freedom, man. Come on. You want to legalize freedom? You want to box it in? You want to fence it in?
There you go.
Get real, man. Be consistent. Think about it. Come on. This is my ranch works. Hell yeah, JJ. Oh yeah. Against the wall.
We're like 2 seconds away. Check 1-1. That was really great.
Check,
really
check.
All right.
Pick up the check, JJ. Lunch is on you, brother. Okay, I'm in chat now. No go, by the way. Thanks, Chuck. We don't have lines. Yeah, thank you. How was I? Let's go see what's. Wait, I gotta go back to video. Maybe we'll stop this. Anybody want to come in on Skype? Walter, Chuck? Let me go back over here. Okay, that played out. That was cool. We love JJ. Dan Cooper's not following the golden thread, but hey, is there really any threads? It's all threads. Now I'll go back into the same old kinked up, knotted up ball of crap. So yeah, threads are good, you know, if you want to unravel it, but you know, it's best just to kick it over in the corner, you know, and let's start working with something else. So, damn key. Yeah, I did get off the key, didn't I? Yeah, oh well, what are you going to do? I should be on stage. I've been told that I should be on stage, and somebody, offered that I catch the next one out of town. But I don't. I can't get no respect. Oh, now, where did we go? Where did we go? Whoa. From here. Chuck wants to call in. Chuck, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Step right up as I go over here to the Skyper. And we had Mr. Ocelli to the call. Привет, comrade. He's a ringing now. Mr. Ocelli, dear Celli, I think. Now we go to Transylvania. Yes, from Russia. It's not too far away, no? One ringy dingy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to put on unplug that speaker and put on some headphones myself. Oh, which kind of sucks is because I'm hosting a call and there will be a delay, so forgot about that. So this is my last uplink by satellite from remote locations, acting as the roving reporter. From all places, remote control. Yes, we control every aspect of your life. So it's still ringing up to Chuck. What's up, Chuck? Call failed. What the hell? Shall we play a game? Dog Norbit. How about we do this? So we add a people. See that bird out there? I got cool wildlife out on here. Come on, let's bring it in. Here we go. Perhaps this shall do it. And maybe not. So, my end here is almost 8:20, which makes it 4:20 somewhere else. I guess it's always 4:20 somewhere, right? Well, I don't know. Did Mr. Ocelli? Where's Ocelli? Mr. Ocelli, come on, answer your phone. It's a ringing. Well, maybe we won't have Chuck. Perhaps. Okay, well, Now then, should I? Oh, I'd be mean if I did this right. The local fishing report. No, not that. If I call Bush BS on somebody, no, I'm not going to. Oh, okay, I see you. Got a crying baby. Junior's crying. Ooh, that's way off tune. Ooh, baby's crying. Okay, if you want to see the real problem, see this website. Desert Hawk tells me that these people are the real reason for all the problems on Earth. And that's reptoids. Oh my God, not the reptoids. Yeah, I see you, and I'm coming to get you, and we're going to go for a spaceship ride. Oh, daggum. And on 3088, yeah. Mr. Cooper's always talking about food. It's lunchtime somewhere, says he. And Astro Boy in his spaceship. No, don't be mean to the Hawk. Space Hawk spinning. Is it a David Icke approved website? X Walter Salbanier. Well, it appears that we don't have. Well, let me look. I think it's come in. Yeah, I think so.
There he is.
Hey, what up? What up?
Not much, man. I'm trying to keep baby boy from crying his head off, though. So, you know, great clips of JJ, though, man, and all this other stuff. Really enjoyed that lady from Sandy Hook there. That was a good deal.
Excuse me. Yeah, JJ was supposed to call in, and I don't know what happened. Lines didn't get forwarded, I guess, and so just in case, I was had that contingency to roll a few clips there out of the live stream that was provided. Something happened on UCY. I don't know what the deal was. It didn't get linked up somehow for the link there on UCY.
Yeah, it was doing that whole. It was doing that whole. You know, this person isn't available deal when I tried the 718 number. So, just want to let you know about that. Oh man, I got to tell you though, next year I got to go, man. He's got to do that again, and I got to get out there. I couldn't do it this year.
Dan, I've been threatening.
You definitely doing it next year?
I've been threatening to for the last 3 years, man. And they ain't gonna made it.
Well, look, you're gonna be back in Arkansas by then, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm on my way to Vegas. Actually, I was gonna be finishing packing these 2 hours while JJ was on. I'm almost done. I'm headed out here about noon, I reckon, and headed to Vegas. Going to spend a couple of weeks there. And hey, unless something happens, and somehow I change my mind. But yeah, man, I've been gone since December, and I've been a roaming. I've been traveling the last several years. So you know, I go out for a month or two and end up being gone 6 or 8 months. You know. So, yeah, I'll be glad to get home, and I think I want to kind of sit down and collect a little moss for a little bit. I got some projects. I want to get back to my rocket stove with the mass heat batteries on it, the heat banks there. I'd like to put together, and I have a big tank if it's still there, that I have access to anyways. Just start some aquaponics and grow some really nutritious start out with microgreens, and I just, keep adapting and building the system larger and larger. But, food is our big importance, that we get proper nutrition. Man, I had something yesterday, first time I ever had it, was aloe. It was an aloe drink, and it had chunks of aloe in it. Oh, my God, it was so good. And I got hammered Friday night. As Chuck knows, I was polluted.
Oh yeah, well,
man, I drank that, and I know when
you started.
Go ahead, Chuck.
No, it's okay. I know when you started calling everybody you knew the N-word on air on another network, I knew you were gone.
I still haven't listened to that. I've got to listen just for the laughs. Michelle said I was funny.
Oh, okay. You were funny. You were definitely funny, man. I was cracking up, but I never been so happy to be called the N-word by somebody. It was pretty damn funny. You didn't even let me get in the whole Bigfoot thing on you. So
hey, you my nigga, brother, for sure. My brother from another.
Oh, absolutely, you my nizzle for shizzle. Well, look, I'm gonna try and contain Baby Boy, but I just wanted to check in with you, and cool. I'm glad you're subbing for JJ this morning and playing those clips because I was having trouble getting them running myself.
Yeah.
Couple of them. The 5-minute thing ran okay, and then the one deal where you got the guy and the girl playing the guitar there, that ran okay for a little bit, but then the rest of the stream, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. Probably just, my computer problems as usual, but at least I'm getting to hear it, man. I appreciate it.
Right on. Yeah, I love doing radio. Love your show. That was an awesome show you did with Jack Blood. I called into him 4th of July in the second part of the first hour. And awesome dude, yeah. Jack Blood's awesome right here on UCY.TV weekdays.
Oh yeah, Jack's been at it for a while too. So I mean, and plus, I don't know if he showed up though. That's the thing because he was telling me beforehand that he wasn't going to go to the thing because he couldn't make it up there. He had some other stuff to do.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm hearing he was scheduled for 4:00 yesterday, and I'm like, okay. That's news to me, So I'm wondering if he actually showed up. See if you can find that out.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you he did something interesting. And if he did show up, he might have also played, too, because he's a musician also.
Awesome.
So I don't know if everybody knows that. But, so he could have played or he could have just talked for a little bit. I don't know. But Jack's always cool to run into. And, another reason why I wanted to make it up there this year. But, Baby Boy kept me from doing that. But next year, I will be there.
Hey, Shawley was supposed to be there, too. So I don't know if Shawley made it or not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought he was going to make it.
Yeah, so I don't know. But Jack was saying Friday on air that...
We need to find this stuff out.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jack was saying, Mr. Blood was saying on Friday that he was going to try to make it, but didn't know for sure. So I do not know.
Yeah. All right, Vince. Well, I'm gonna get off because I gotta deal with some other stuff. But thanks again, man. I really appreciate you doing that today. And hey, try not to get too ripped before you go on the air again. All right.
That was too much fun. Okay.
It was.
Talk to you, man. Thanks.
All right. Take care, brother.
Right on. Mr. O'Celli. Yep. Chuck O'Celli for the O'Celli Effect right here on UCY.TV Saturdays and Thursdays and dadgum, was it Mondays or Tuesdays? I'm sorry, brain fart. Anyways, yeah, second part. Brain fart. So the conversation's gone in the general directions of hookers, it seems, in chat, and I am indeed your Caucasian. Brother, Mighty Clues, way up yonder in the north, not in the way up in the north, but up there where the big pine cones grow on the pine trees. Those things are huge, huh? Okay, I can unplug this out of my ear. Well, unplug. Ooh, hey, can you hear that? Speakers. Plug that back in. And I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Heavy. Step right up, ladies and gents. Well, you know what? I really wish I knew where Poker Face was playing at in here. That would be like awesome. Okay, maybe it just says there's Dave Cahill. Freedom Blues. Freak Flag Flashback. I said it. What the heck, man? There's such traffic at Steve. You know what? I do not know whilst I'm on this particular mission, I do not know where exactly to find. Here's Freedom Palooza Day 2. Okay. I have not clicked this as yet, but I will now. So this might be Poker Face here. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what his face looks like. Oh no, I'll have to turn it back up. Freedom Palooza, that's an idea. Get involved. Do your part for freedom, baby.
Poker Face!
It is! Hell yeah! I thought so. Take care, dog. That dog. Boom, boom, boom. We need a warm-up, man. What the hey, man? There goes JJ walking up. What the hell y'all doing over here? Quit beating on that thing. Strum it then. Huh. Yeah. Come on. Let's do it. Tune up. We're gonna jam some Poker Face here in a minute. Poker Face! Woo! Come on, come on. More cowbell.
Hey, it's been a privilege to be with you folks today, this weekend. I want to thank Providence for a beautiful day. We can take this country back, man. We just gotta stop trying to kill each other for a little bit. Get on the 80% bandwagon. Set aside the hardcore differences that we may never agree on, but we're all getting screwed by the same 800-pound gorilla. So until we come together, we will surely hang apart, man. First song is Poker Face is Illuminati.
Oh yeah, now we got it. Come on.
I feel lovely.
Poker face.
Thank you, guys.
That's jamming. Yeah, Poker Face. Poker Face, ladies and gentlemen, from Freedom Palooza 2014. Yeah, so some people have different taste in music. A little syncopation there for you this Sunday AM. Yeah, music, that's that beat inside, just a little out of step so many times for many of us. Find it inside, find that beat that to march to step to, and when you look inside, that's where you're going to find it. If that's a little contrasting to the trivia, but shout out Mr. Sullivan. Yeah. So what will we talk about for the next in the last 15 minutes? Yeah, and then I got to go, folks. I got to finish a little bit of last minute bugging out here, and man, I got a lot of stuff, and it's going to have to be trimmed down to 100 pounds in 2 bags to go back to Arkansas, plus my backpack that I'll be carrying with me with all my electronics and computer and gizmos and gadgets and all them good things. Go gadget! I'm a gadget kind of guy. I am. Do I think I'm clever? Or am I just bloviating? What I do share is for you to decide, though. So, and anybody else, work through it. Work through the logical fallacies. Pin it down if you can, but don't worry about cutting all the arms off. Get to the head. Be forced to your own conclusion, to the very point of your own self. We've all been tossed upon the tears of as like bonfires, fuel, fodder for this evil machine that operates and controls this world. It's an ugly creature, isn't it? And we see some eyes, we can see some hands moving about. It's pretty multifaceted. All these names on them: Zion, Mason, Nazi, Commie. All those isms you'd like to add. But what about Lady Liberty? Is there justice? Is she blindfolded? Well, blindfolded so she can not see who's got their thumb on the scales tipping it. Is there justice? Is the criminal justice system indeed justice, or is it just another branch of the corporatocracy to milk you? Huh? Where's them fences at? Oh, we gotta keep those sheeples out. Oh, yeah, well, I say, no, we're not sheeples. We're not sheeples. I get a little inspiration from the Shali. I don't know if I'm doing him a disservice or not. Shaliak today coming up. We're in like 14 minutes. The Shali Lama. You betcha. Stay tuned. I will be having it playing in the background as I go about finishing up. But indeed, we do live in a world where we have but one option for trade, for energy, for medicine, food, and every aspect of life is controlled. We have very little option of existing in this world as it operates unless we submit, bow your knee to the God democracy. Yes. Is the state a religion? Is there separation of church and state? I think not. I think the state is the church and the church is the state. And they go hand in hand because it is a religion. It is a God, this democracy. Huh. I really wonder. Right. Continual perpetuation of propaganda and control of public perception. When the use of force became less effective because there were so many people, they had to switch over to another method that was, always been used, of course, manipulating, swaying the masses. Hey, load up in the arena. Let's get some gladiator games going. Maybe we can hang some of them damn little illegal immigrant children or throw them to the wolves and tigers and bears. Oh my, huh? How about we do that? Think of the children. Well, it'd just be good entertainment, right? I mean, they ain't nothing but stinking wetbacks, right? Oh, they're not people, right? Oh, they're not indigenous to this land, right? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. And by the way, you can call this nigga a Euro-American nigga, okay? Now, so you want to perpetuate the same bullcrap that comes from the lamestream. You want to, follow their directions. That's why I do not watch the news. It's very seldom I get any reports of what's going on, except for people that I trust, like right here on UCY. Brandon Tuberville. If you want to know what's going on in the Middle East, seek him out here. Replays on Friday nights. So the idea of directing mass action by manipulating minds, that's what's going on, So, don't be all hating and stuff, calling people sheeple and they're asleep and we're awake. I mean, we're only awake to what perception that we have, our notions, our beliefs that we that have been lied upon us, these lies lied upon us. So, don't be so self-righteous and thinking that you know it. You know it all, because you don't. I don't. Nobody does. We all have a little different perception. We walk around and take a look at this beast and we only see from our view. So a description from somebody else on the other side would seem like they don't even know what they're talking about. So remember, we're all the same, only a little different. So we see, a lot of people, names are thrown out there, they're cited as sources, and sometimes given a type of folk hero status ship, and then along comes somebody to tear them down. My advice is take what good you can get from them and apply that to your logic and reasoning. We might consider comparing factory farming to that of free range, and that's basically what we are. We're kind of free range slaves, and that works really, really good now for the establishment. I mean, we're talking about the majority of everything, all the wealth of everybody, every bit of labor that everybody produces is siphoned off. I mean, almost every bit of it siphoned off. Wouldn't you like to have what your energy goes to producing? Wouldn't you like to be able to keep that? Isn't that what America is? The right to life, liberty, and property. That is a pursuit of happiness. That is to keep what you produce, what you earn. And how come it is that if somebody wants to work for themselves to create a business, they have to pay this corporatocracy? They have. It's like, man, if you don't pay, we're gonna send somebody over to bust you up, right? Send we're gonna send Skinny Vinny over there to break your legs. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay one way or another. We're gonna lock you up. We'll kidnap you. We will kill you. Bitch, I will kill you. Yeah. This is the world that we live in. A plant is illegal? Huh. Smoke that shit, baby. Huh. Right? Well, I have to take a drink of water. Straight out of the ground. It is. Nothing added. From beneath the sands of the Arizona desert. Huh. Well, I've not kept up here in chat, so I think I'm lost there. Luckily, I only have about 5 more minutes until the amazing, the incredible, the Shaliak himself, Drew Shali. Yes, the whole system, Walter. The whole system needs to go. But, you got to realize that the machine's turning, right? If we start, jamming the gears, it's going to implode. And when that happens, death and destruction comes about. So this is, no doubt, as evidenced by past events, something that will be planned to happen, the collapse. Then they'll come along, of course, with the solution, problem, action, solution, problem, reaction, solution, sorry. and we see it all the time. Any student of history. You know what? Speaking of students in history, Ralph Epperson's amazing. Of course, he blames the Masons for everything, but whatever. He does do a very good job of tracking down and tying together things. God bless May Brussels. She's got it pinned on the Nazis, and Nat's knees. I bet they're tiny, don't you think? I wonder if they get them scuffed up while they're walking around on their hands and knees. Them little Nazis. Little dogs have little fleas upon their backs to bite them, and little fleas have little ones, and on to infinitum. Good morning, Joe. What do you know? We got 5 minutes. I wonder if I can find any material. Smitty Butler. War is a racket. That's right. War is a racket. The industrial military compound does indeed go in to destabilize, destroy, and deconstruct governments, facilities. Or drinking water. Them people, if we just blow up the drinking water, then it'll take the fight out of them, won't it? Yeah. Let's shoot some depleted uranium. How'd you like to be that guy loading that depleted uranium, huh? I bet you that kind of gets you in there. Hoo-hoo. Yeah. Yeah, it's been used as an enforcement policy for quite a while, has it not? War. Pitting one side against another, financing both sides, as JJ says. All wars, can you say all wars are, it's set up, man. It is set up. The velvet glove or the iron fist. That's what it is. Hey, they set up dictators and take them down. Noriega, Saddam Hussein, the insane Hussein. Yeah, he didn't do nothing what we told him he could do. Yeah, build him up and tear him down. The velvet glove or the iron fist. We will pay you to be good for us. Yeah. Pretty soon they get enough money. They think, I'm pretty big now. Bam! Here comes an iron fist on your ass. And most don't see each crisis in the big picture, do they? It's the same old. Clash. Burn it up, tear it down, build it back. There's always money in. Hey, first you make the money and the stuff to blow it up, and then you go in and rebuild it and suck all the profits for yourself. Huh. Is this the end of history? Or is this a beginning? Better think about it, because the time's coming. We're going to run out of time, and it's going to be too late, and we're going to be saying, I wonder what happened. Why didn't somebody do something? When that hangman came, and I was the last one there, and he put his hand upon me. Yeah, this rope was made for those that would do his will. No excuses, man. We got to quit. We've got to quit giving excuses and quit accepting excuses. Correct somebody when they say, God bless America. What are we God blessing now? We have become the evil tyrant. Let's God bless America. Let's take these tyrants out of position, these sociopaths, psychopaths. They're crazy, and they're killers, and they hate life. And this is who runs the world. Then they're a very few minority. So quit falling for the propaganda. Hey, step out and take a look about. Walk around that building and see the other side. Because, hey, just where you stand, that ain't the whole picture. Love and peace, y'all. This is Vinny. I'm out. Stay tuned for the shot.
By leaders who are godly, who are lawless. All right? Don't let them fool you into thinking you're lawless and you don't have to care. They can call it whatever they want, but they can't make it hate.
I'd rather die than be a slave to thee. Don't treat me this way.